This is a quick little lecture concerning my definition of public opinion. Now, this is a term that I really hope you think about, that you understand, because it really can be useful. By the end of this semester, this is one of those things that I really hope stays with you. Now, the chapter gives a definition of public opinion, but guess what? This is one of those things from the book that I want you to cross out. I don't want you to pay attention to the one in the book. What we need for a definition needs to refer to the expression of attitudes about government and politics, because that's what we're concerned with, political public opinion, not fashions and the Grammy and all that kind of stuff. But we really need to go a little bit deeper. So when you think of the definition of public opinion, this is the one I want you to know. It's from a classic political scientist by the name of V.O. Key. Notice the key on the slide. Key defined public opinion as those opinions expressed by private persons which governments find prudent to heed. Now, of course, it is the public opinion concerning government and politics, and it's those that have to be expressed and governments find prudent to heed. Got it? That's really the one you need to know, not the one in the textbook. Now, a lot of times when people think about public opinion, if they read an article or they hear something about it that says, American public opinion 75% in favor of, well, we tend to think that that's what the majority of people in the United States think. And of course, that's not true. You've read the chapter, you know about samples, margins of errors, all that wonderful stuff. But we have no way of knowing what the majority opinion is. If we're lucky, we get a good representative sample. So please don't confuse public opinion statements, percentages, with the hard numbers of being a majority. Okay? So now go back to the definition from V.O. Key. And when you think of this public opinion, remember that it first has to be expressed. If you are complaining to the television, if you're sitting in the cafeteria and you're grumbling to your friends about something, well, sorry, but that doesn't really count as public opinion. That opinion has got to be expressed publicly, some way. Whether it's in a larger group of people, whether it's writing to your representatives, a letter to the editor, a blog on the internet, whatever it might be, it really does have to be expressed. Now, the next thing, and this is the phrase that is the most important, it's the key to V.O. Key's definition, the one that really makes the difference as far as I'm concerned. Notice in Key's definition it says prudent to heed. Now, if you don't know what prudent or heed means, obviously you should look it up, because that's crucial. What we're really looking at is, who should governments listen to? Who do they say, wow, we better take and listen to what this group of people says? When you think about public opinion, is everybody's opinion equal? Is what Bill Gates has to say about computers more prudent for the government to heed than mine? Yeah, it is. And that's something that we need to understand. And if we want to get involved with something, then we make this work for us. When you think about prudent to heed, it just means that people who are involved have more clout. Of course, that does include influence, it does include power, it includes money, etc. But regular people, kind of like you and I, really can get a great deal of clout. How do we do that? Simply through numbers. So it may take Bill Gates saying something in order for the government to say, I think we better listen. But then if 1 million people say something, we could certainly counter what Bill Gates has got to say. And I don't mean to pick on Bill Gates, he just came to mind. So the way that the average person usually gets prudent to heed to have the clout is through numbers. If you are ever asked to take a political survey, I really hope you do. Because if you don't make your stand known, then you can't influence public opinion. If you're asked, for gosh sakes, answer, and I hope you'll answer responsibly. Of course, public opinion wants you to contact your representatives. One thing always gets me. Somebody will complain about what their senator does, etc. And of course I'll say, well, did you contact your senator? And invariably they say, no. Well, how on earth can your senator do what you want them to do if you don't tell them what you want? And that's the same for anything that has anything to do with public opinion. When you think about this, making yourself prudent to heed, that's a hint that goes with that letter assignment that you have. The more you can write your letter that makes you more prudent to heed, maybe you're speaking for a class of students, maybe you have a large family, maybe you belong to a large organization, etc. Maybe you've got a lot of money to donate. Make yourself prudent to heed. So again, public opinion is not just what's expressed, while we're swearing at the TV. It's got to be expressed publicly, and really you look at the opinions that are expressed are, of course, let's be real here, going to be listened to more closely when the government finds them prudent to heed. So become one of those prudent to heed.